Well, that's screwed up. Alrighty. I got to get rid of the echo here. Hold on. Yeah, I was trying to cue this up. I spent a good portion of time getting my new intro ready and it crashed. So I got to work on that after the webcast. I guess I'll sit back and see if anybody else shows up. So, how are things in good old California? Hope things are good out there. And in the meantime, I'm going to bring some other stuff in here as I wait to see if anybody else is going to show up. It's been an interesting night. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're starting to get people show up. Hi, everybody. Minor technical difficulties as usual. This one. I have a rather finicky editing program, and I had my new intro finished and ready to go. Went to process it, and the whole thing crashed. So now I got to do it all over again, but it'll be ready by next week. Okay. One more input. Okay. Well, shoot, where'd it go? Well, we got 2 out of 3, and I gotta make sure. I bet you that's what it is. Yep, that's what it was. So I got 1. Okay, got 1 more slide after this one, and then I'm ready to go. Just late and great, always late. But such as it is. It's been a rather interesting day, interesting week. Yeah, I kind of had to. Let me do one more thing. I got to try and get rid of this shadow. So again, it's interesting. I turned on the one light and everything. Yeah, I cut my head off. Woo. Over this way. See? There you go. Gone. That's the magic of green screen. You know, one of these days I'm going to adjust this camera. Yeah, this is not a professional webcast, as everybody can tell here. Wonder if Agent 18's on. I may be competing with them or Monograph. But anyway, we are going to discuss Section 230. And Section 230 is a rather interesting work. Hi, everybody coming in. This is legislation that was passed a while back, and the purpose of Section 230 is basically to protect people like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on and so forth from liability in the event that somebody wants to sue a YouTube channel, Facebook channel, so on and so forth. And the reason I bring this up is because QAnon has been raising a big stink. As some of you know, the High Command, Preacher Dan, and a few other people have found themselves booted off Facebook, Twitter, or mostly YouTube, but I think Facebook's starting to get some people off. And I understand that Twitter may jump on the bandwagon and get rid of QAnon-based accounts because they've been deemed a domestic terrorism group by the FBI and other law enforcement agencies. And so it is causing a bit of a stir. Now, some of these people have gone over to BitChute, but others have decided to try and play sneaky games on YouTube by activating an account that has been somewhat dormant for a while. And I think that the government is going to get around to taking care of them as well, because they can't what they're doing is they're putting material up that violates the community standards of YouTube and of Facebook, and so they're finally cracking down. They're getting all kinds of threats that the government's going to come in and they're going to remove Section 230. Now, Section 230 is like I said, is a protection. And the problem is, if you take this section down, that means if I get pissed off at YouTube because of all the stuff they put up about me, I don't have to sue like the High Command or Timothy Holmseth or these others. I can sue YouTube for allowing it, saying YouTube is profiting off of the defamation and false information being posted about me. Now, strangely enough, this is what Trump wants to do. He wants to modify Section 230 so he can sue Facebook and Twitter for alleged censorship, even though these two entities have the right to refuse service. They can censor anybody they want. There's no First Amendment requirement. But he's managed to talk people over at the Federal Communications Commission, which regulates this sort of thing to a degree, and they are going to look into it. Now, here's the thing that QAnon and all these other people need to understand. If Section 230 is removed and all these big social media providers are facing direct liability because of what people put on their servers, a number of things are going to happen. First of all, they may not allow this kind of a channel to be on their platform. They may say, okay, if you're going to we're going to really be strict. Now, if you want to have cats on chasing lasers or cars smashing into each other or rockets going off or general stuff, we'll allow that. But we're not going to allow QAnon-like commentary. We're not going to allow Dodger-like commentary. We're not going to allow all kinds of commentary because we don't want to get sued. Hi, everybody. So basically what they're going to say is, look, we're going to change the platform. We're either not going to have any YouTube channels at all, or we're going to restrict you more than you already have, or we're going to change the terms of service so that you indemnify us from any liability and people can sue you directly, and they may remove some of the privacy provisions to say, hey, if they come to us and say, we want to sue you, we are going to give your information to not only law enforcement, to a civil attorney. We're going to cut back on protecting you because you got us in a bind here. We can be sued right along with you, so you're the ones that are going to wind up getting sued. This is the problem with Section 230. Now, QAnon and everybody wants this section taken down. Well, that's fine and hunky-dory. Take it down. But Facebook and YouTube and everybody else, even BitChute is going to say, hey, we ain't going to get sued because of your crap. Get out of here. And people are going to wind up getting kicked off these social media platforms. Now, what everybody's going to have to do is they're going to have to go over to a foreign platform where they don't have these kind of restrictions that they have in the United States. So we're going to have a whole bunch of people getting a VPN over in Europe. And that's going to create all kinds of problems. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with all of this stuff. Because if they decide that they're going to take Section 230 down, like Lindsey Graham has proposed, Donald Trump's proposed, even QAnon has proposed it, Randy had a thing up on her Facebook about it, then everybody is going to wind up in a hell of a bind. They're either going to be completely removed from the internet, or they're going to find themselves with increased liability for litigation, and the platforms are going to say, have at it, because we're not going to get sued. So things are going to get worse if you take the 230 down. With the 230 up, the people that are violating the terms of service, like Tim Holmseth and the High Command and so on and so forth, they can go over to BitChute and some of these other platforms who don't give a damn, because the platforms are protected by Section 230. They say, okay, Preacher Dan, Timothy Holmseth, the High Command, all you people, come on over to us. We don't give a damn. You can put anything up you damn well please, because you're the ones that can be sued. But we'll protect you. It'll cost whoever tries to sue you a couple grand to file a court order to get your personal information, and so on and so forth. So everybody go off to BitChute. I'm flabbergasted at the fact that Facebook and YouTube and Twitter are top of the list with these people's lives. These people apparently don't have life outside the internet. QAnon is more important than a real estate business. QAnon is more important than getting a paying job. QAnon is more important than having a life outside the internet. BitStorm or BitChute is just like YouTube. You can go over there and post videos and stuff, and they are fairly lax on their terms of service. It's very difficult to get anything enforced. I think they might enforce some copyright stuff and like that, but other than that, the kind of stuff that's getting QAnon kicked off of YouTube, they can go over to that platform and do it. And they're already doing it. Preacher Dan's over there, Timmy's over there, the Turd Command is over there, so everybody's going over. Are we in? Everybody's going over to BitChute. I was thinking about it, but I'd rather concentrate on here. My subscriber rate is gradually going up. I think I'm at 9 1/4 now. So it's going up a little bit at a time, and I'm getting closer to that 1,000 goal. And so hopefully I can grow the channel and get to the 1,000 and start covering some of these cases. I like what's his name has over there on his channel. That guy is great. The stuff he does. Oh, yeah, just about anything. I mean, I don't think you should be putting child pornography on BitChute, but yeah, generally everything goes over there. Basically, people like Tim Holmseth and Randy and this high crap command can go over there and put all the stuff up that got them kicked off of this platform. That BitChute condones bullying. But the funny thing is, I think Twitter bans linking them, and I have heard Facebook bans links to BitChute, and I think YouTube won't allow it either. I think it's not a very popular platform among the major providers. Well, thank you. Well, Agent Clandestine, yes, I am biased against Tim Holmseth, and the reason I'm biased against Tim Holmseth is because he lies. Now, this is the thing. Tim Holmseth claims to be third from the President of the United States. This is the guy that lives out of his car, and he claims all this stuff. He claims that there are lizard people. He claims there are fish people. He claims that there are body doubles. He claims there are clones. He claims that people are going around eating babies and drinking their blood, and he's accusing me of being part of that. He's accusing Kim Pacazio, a lawyer from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, of being part of this. He has claimed that Vice President Pence tried to kill him. He claims that somebody came to his house dressed in is either a UPS or FedEx uniform and tried to give him ricin or some kind of poison. Otherwise, this guy tried to kill him. And he claims that local law enforcement tried to plant drugs in his car. They yanked the mirror off the roof of his car and tried to put drugs in there. Somebody came up in the middle of the night and slashed his tires. He says he's had death threats. He claimed that somebody not only threatened to kill him, but threatened to kill the President of the United States. I mean, the guy acts like he's the most important person in the United States, if not the world. And he makes claims that are downright false. Now, is there child trafficking? Yes, there is child trafficking. Is there pedophilia? Yes, there's pedophilia. There's all kinds of bad things out there. But Tim Holmseth is taking credit for something that he did not do. He did not do anything to bring Epstein to justice. That was done by the United States Justice Department. Tim had nothing to do with it. All Tim does, and those around him, is they scour the internet to find articles and things that are going on. They edit it to make it seem like they're the ones doing this stuff, and they post it, and they take credit for it. Well, Agent Clandestine. If you go over to timothycharleshomeseth.com, you're going to see a section on there called Filthy Mert. Filthy Mert is me. That's what Tim Homeseth calls me. Tim Homeseth implies that I am a serial killer, I'm a pornographer, I kidnap children, I'm supposed to be a media spokesman for an organization that kidnaps babies, sell babies to people that eat the babies and drink their blood and make some kind of chemical out of the kids and do all this weird satanical abuse stuff. He's put up extremely damaging and false information about me. And that's my bias. And Tim has been doing this for the better part of 8 years. He's made all kinds of false accusations. He's put up chats that law enforcement said is crap. They dismissed that back in 2008. But Tim is after me. He's after Kim. He's after Levi. He's after Alexandra because they challenge him. They say, look, you're lying. You're a fraud. You go around creating PayPal, Patreon accounts, and all this stuff, and all you're doing is making money off the backs of people. It's a constant lie. Yeah, that's what he says, this endocrine stuff. And it's a lie. People aren't doing that. And this is what I have against QAnon, because they're saying the same damn thing, and it's all one big fat lie. And, I don't care if people vote for Trump. I'm not voting for Trump. I'm voting for Biden. But I'll tell you this. It doesn't matter if Biden wins, Trump wins, if there's a majority in the Senate or not of Democrats, or there's a majority or not of Democrats in the House. Trump and QAnon have won their battle. The reason? Because there have been hundreds of Trump-appointed circuit court judges appointed, and this woman that is going through confirmation is going to be confirmed. It is unlikely, possible, but unlikely, that enough Republicans are going to vote against this woman, and she is going to be confirmed. And you are going to have an extreme right-wing Supreme Court justice. It's going to be the end of abortion. All you pro-lifers that wanted to end abortion, it's gone. That thing will be gone in 6 months after it, they'll have something come up about abortion and bam, it's gone. The Affordable Care Act, it'll be history, gone. Social Security, gone. Same-sex marriage, gone. Gay rights, gone. All kinds of stuff is going to be gone because of this judge and because of the circuit court. Even if Biden wins, he's going to be powerless to do a lot of stuff. And Congress is not going to go along with packing the courts. So there's not going to be any packing of the courts. So QAnon has already won. Trump has already won. The Republicans have won because it's done. It's a done deal. They got their judge. They have enough judges now that the country is going to go teetering off to the right. And it's going to be that way for our lifetimes. But, they say be careful what you wish for, because Donald Trump and the Republicans are no friends of the working class. You're going to see unions are going to vanish off the face of the earth. More and more and more states are going to have right-to-work laws. Now, I don't, this is the thing, Agent. You guys have won. It doesn't matter if AOC stays in or all these people stay in. It doesn't matter if the uh, Congress goes all Democrat. You could have every single solitary member of Congress be Democrat with a Democratic president, and it ain't gonna matter because the Supreme Court and the circuit courts are now in charge. The balance of power has shifted to the judicial branch. You're going to have all kinds of cases come into the court. It's going to have all these conservative and ultra-right judges in there, and they are going to rule in favor of QAnon's agenda and Trump's agenda. So you guys are going to get everything you wanted. And, well, I'm familiar with quantum silence, but I say you guys won. All you Trump supporters, all you Republicans, you won the day. Doesn't matter who gets elected into Congress, because the courts are going to run the show. Doesn't matter if I'm a socialist or if I'm a moderate or if I'm a left wing or a right wing. It doesn't matter, because this country is going to the right. Socialism ain't happening, because the minute somebody out there in some red state says, look, this is socialist, they take it to the court says, well, we can't do this because it's socialist, out it goes. There will never ever be socialism in this country, period. So you have nothing to worry about. You can call me names all night long, and you can accuse me of being a socialist or whatever. It doesn't matter, because you guys won. It's your country now. You can do whatever you want. You've got the courts on your side, and, basically, game over. You're going to have, even if Biden wins the election on November 3rd, Trump is going to have 90 days to make damn sure that come January 20th, Biden's going to be powerless. Because all this shit will be gone. Affordable Care Act is going to be gone. Period. The day that judge is installed on the Supreme Court, the Affordable Care Act is finished, because they're hearing the case November 10th. This is why they wanted her in office right now. So they're going to hear the case, and it's going to get struck down. It's inevitable. So everybody that's on the Affordable Care Act, you're done. Get your medical shit out of the way right now, because the minute that ruling comes down, that's the end of the Affordable Care Act. And it's the same with the woman's right to choose. That's gone. If you're gay, you better go back in the closet. All those gay people out there that got married, you might as well forget it, because it's gone. You ain't going to be able to get, same-sex marriage is gone. All sorts of stuff is going to be gone, because this is all liberal stuff, remember. The liberals support gay marriage. They support gay rights. They support LGBT rights and all this. That's all gone. Voting Rights Act, that's going to be taken apart. The High Command has been permanently banned from YouTube, but they're over on BitChute already. So they got, they migrated from YouTube over to BitChute. Yes, I support gays. I support gay rights. I'm pro-choice. I figure who a person loves is none of my damn business. I don't care. I'm straight as an arrow, but I'm going to support the right to people to choose who they want to live. And if they want to be transgender, let them be transgender. I'm not into the gays. I support gays. I have, my girlfriend's son is gay, and his two sons are gay. And, but, I'm not gay, but I'm not homophobic either. Tim Holmes has his daughter is gay. She's a lesbian. You know, that came out. She outed herself a while back, and it's been all over the internet. You know, because I don't see what the big deal is. If somebody wants to love someone of the same sex, so what? You know, there used to be law against mixed race. A black woman could not marry a white man, and a white woman couldn't marry a black man. It was illegal. Well, his two sons are adults. Uh, you know, and it's, you know, I'm not going to sit there and dox somebody. The guy is gay and his sons are gay. So what? Now, there's no correcting behavior. This is bullshit. Uh, you know, if you're going to be a homophobic or all this, then, you know, he adopted him from his sister, who was a drug addict. You know, but I'm not going to get into uh, the personal business of somebody. You know, but there's millions of people out there. What is, you know, why do you hate gays? Why do you have a problem? No, he didn't raise them to be gay. They chose. They came out one day. He didn't even know they were gay until one day they said, you know, we're gay. Just like, you know, his mother didn't know he was gay until one day he said to his mother, I'm gay. So what? You know, why do people have to mind other? Well, that's fine. You know, but don't go around telling gays that they need to change their behavior. Just leave them alone. You know, do your Bible thumping, read your Bible, go to church, do your stuff, and just leave people alone. This is what I don't understand why people have to get in to other people's business. If the guy, you know, so what? You know, we have a very, very large gay community here in Orlando. I see gay people all the time. Now, as far as I know, Timothy is not gay, as far as I know. It's his daughter that's a lesbian. Bye. Well, see, there you go. Single issue people say, oh, he likes gays, he's a liberal, he's a socialist, so out they go. This is how intolerant people are. Okay, folks, I gotta go. Hold on a minute, I'm on the air. I'll be right back, folks. Alright, sorry about that, guys, but, you know, these people calling me up out of the blue, and I'm sitting there, holy crap. Anyway, what is going on here is it looks like, uh, barring any unforeseen circumstances, that I will be flying up to cover the trial of Sarah Dunklin. And I put up the wrong. Alright, I'll get rid of that. Oops, wrong dude. Okay, why is the Saturday? Okay, that's better. And now I'll put Sarah back up. Come on back, Sarah. Yeah, Sarah, you're supposed to be. Sarah is not cooperating. No. Alright, Sarah, you can go away. I'll put you back up. Well, I am not having good luck here. Okay. Put that thing back up. Put this up. And okay, now we're back in business. Now, it turned out I had more than one phone call. It was the call from my buddies up in Minnesota, and then right after that, I had another phone call. But the gist of the other phone call is there's a 90% chance that I will be flying to cover the case of Sarah Dunklin. It's supposed to be a one-day trial. It's going to be on Tuesday, October 27th, which is about 9 days from now. And I knew the trial was going on, and I'd been calling up there to find out about it, and then all of a sudden, I just found out I'm going up there. So I will be covering the trial live as best I can. I'm not up to 1,000 subs yet, so I'm not going to be able to do it mobile. It's going to do the same thing I did before, and that is that I will get there the night before. I will do, depending on the flight times have not been worked out yet. That's being arranged. The problem is that I cannot, this colossal bad timing, because I start back doing the routine I was doing before the coronavirus broke, and this means that I will be doing frequent flyer again starting tomorrow. What I'm going to have to do is I'll put one up on the pages. I got a patron somewhere, but I'll put something in the descriptions, because the trip is going to be paid for, but I could always use a little bit more, because this is going to create some problems. So the more the merrier. I gotta park the car for 3 days, and it's $10. It's pretty expensive at the airport to park that damn car. It depends on how this is arranged. I may not be going up commercially. I may be going up private. That's what I'm trying to work out. But at any rate, I'm going north, east, or northwest. I'm going to have to wear a jacket. It's cold up there. But basically what's happened is Sarah Dunklin is probably going to lose custody of her children. The only way she'd be able to visit the daughter is if a sheriff supervises the visit. It's not going to be CPS or any of that. It is going to be an officer of the law. They're not going to have the same situation happen that happened out in Utah. But The evidence that what is going to come out is that her communications with both Timothy Charles Homseth and Field McConnell are being presented in court. This is going to be audio recordings of all her conversations with Timothy Homseth, with Field McConnell, possibly Kirk Pendergrass and Chris Hallett, and possibly even with Randy Erickson. I do know, based on what the exchange was between me and them, was that it's definitely Timothy Charles Homseth is going to have evidence entered into court, and Field McConnell is going to have evidence entered into court. And they are aware that Timothy Homseth is a fugitive from justice, and they are aware that Field McConnell is under house arrest in the state of Florida. I don't know what they're going to do about that yet. There is a lot that I cannot talk about, but this may be the first of 3 trials. But because the evidence that's being used has to do with her interaction with QAnon, has to do with her interaction with Field McConnell, her interaction with Cynthia Abzug, her interaction with Timothy Homseth. There's the girl out in Virginia that tried to arrange the passport. Both Chris Hallett and Kirk Pendergrass may get evidence put into court because they were involved. At least Chris Hallett was. And so, there is that. Levi, what you missed is I just got off the phone. It looks like I am going to be flying up to Arkansas to cover the trial live of Sarah Dunklin on August 27th. What's happening right now is I'm going to have to wait and find out what exactly is going to be the flight schedule for me to get up there, the schedule as far as the court and so forth. Now they expect the trial to last 1 day. It doesn't seem, according to them, that it is going to last more than 1 day. And so there's a lot going on. There's another matter that I've come across that may involve Tim Homseth and Sarah, or not Sarah, but Randy Q. Erickson. They may wind up in a bit of a legal pickle along with an individual from the state of Florida. And the individual from the state of Florida is not Chris Hallett, or is not Mr. Hallett. This is going to be a totally separate situation. But it involves Tim Homseth, it involves Randy Erickson, and may involve Field McConnell. That one's developing, and as soon as I get my ducks in a row as far as that particular information, I will relay it. But the headline of the hour basically is going to be the Sarah Dunklin case. Now, I was not certain that I was going to be able to make this trip, partially because of finances, but partially because of my new schedule. I'm going back to my old routine, and Monday and Tuesday I thought was going to be a problem, but I think when I go up there tomorrow, I'm going to talk to my contacts up there and see if my schedule can be changed around so that Monday and Tuesday I can do this. So I'll have that worked out tomorrow night when I get back. This is one of these yank turns where I go up, I spend a couple hours, and I come right back. And it's during the day. Usually this is during the night. It's during the damn day. So, yeah, it's big news, Levi, and I'll fill you in private on what the details are. But hopefully I can make the trip. I'm going to cover it one way or another, but uh, it now looks like I am going up there. Um, so it's, I can slate 24 hours to do that, or well, actually 48, because it would be common sense to go up there on a Friday, stay overnight, go to court and cover this thing, and come back. Uh, I'm not sure. That question I'm going to ask tomorrow. I've got a call on the way to the airport, um, and I will bring that up. I forgot to ask if this is going to be a virtual trial, but uh, Arkansas is a funny state. I think they're trying to open everything up. A lot of states across the country are opening their trials back up. Uh, they'll probably do social distancing. There's probably going to be masks and all this. Now, I won't be able to stream from inside the courtroom. Uh, A, because generally courts don't allow it, and B, they don't think they have the facilities to do it. This is a very small court, from what I understand, and they may not have the kind of technology that we have here in Florida to cover these cases through the court cameras. But it's going to be one of these things where I'm going to jot down notes. I'm going to interview two of the witnesses that are going to be up there. That's already been arranged, and it'll be a little obvious who these witnesses are once I get into details later in the week. I got to make sure that I'm authorized to give out the information, and once I have that settled, then I'm going to get into more details through the week. Well, it depends. As far as watching it online, Ruby, it depends on the facilities they have. Uh, now, some courts have the facilities. This is another reason I needed the 1,000 subscribers, because both Orange County and Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, the court requires you to have 1,000 subscribers in order to be able to text from inside the courtroom. I can go in the courtroom as a viewer, but if I have 1,000 subscribers, I've already far exceeded my viewing hours, and I have covered the case. So, the court administration in Broward County has told me that if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, I will be credentialed to come into court and cover it live, and they will at that time determine what I will have access to in the court, whether they have cameras like they do up here in Orlando to where I can go into the courtroom and hook my equipment into the cameras and actually stream the trial over the internet. Now the problem with the Dunklin case is this involves children, because this is kind of a quirky case, because it involves, to a great extent, her custody of her children. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to have to get more details as to precisely what the case is, whether it's criminal or civil custodial, and so forth. Now, I have learned that she was given a psychological evaluation and she failed miserably. And she's really going to suffer in court, from what I understand. There's witnesses coming in to testify against her. There's audio-visual material that's coming in as evidence, and that audio-visual material has to do with Field McConnell and Timothy Charles Homeseth and others. So, evidence involving them will be brought in to court. Um, so those people are going to have a bad day. Um, Now, remember that when Field McConnell was under surveillance and when all these people are under surveillance, their phones were being monitored. And the law basically says what I put up here. Whoops. I screwed that one up. Get back up there. What I meant to do is drop me out of the picture so you guys can read the caption. But federal law says law enforcement agencies may monitor the phone numbers of a citizen is dialing as they are being dialed after certifying that only that the information is relevant to ongoing criminal investigation. Under that provision, the person under surveillance need not even be the person suspected of breaking the law. Generally, the subject of that surveillance is not notified of the government's action. Now, this has a bearing on a number of things, including what I was just going through on the call. So, let me get back into line here. I don't know why this thing isn't queuing up right. There, now I got it. One of these days I'm going to learn how to use this thing. But that's basically what's going on. I just had breaking news right in the middle of my show. And because of this situation, if my schedule holds and I get back early enough, I may try and do a murdathon tomorrow night at 10 o'clock to get into what's going on here. And good evening, Alex. I just got off the phone and I am being told that I am going to Arkansas to cover the Sarah Dunklin thing. And I think you're going to be the next one on the list to be contacted about it. I'm not sure, but the conversation involved you, and I think you know why. So be expecting that call. I will probably, Alex, you're going to get filled in on some of this. Or I mean, Levi, you'll probably get filled in on some of this because who else called me tonight? So I guess it's going to be an interesting Tuesday in October. 230 is a section of the Federal Communications law that basically shields YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, BitChute, TikTok, and all these platforms from civil liability for things that people like Tim, Field McConnell, Kirk Pendergrass, all these people put on their platforms. They're basically immune from civil and criminal liability for everything these people put on the internet. And President Trump had a big burr up his ass here because Facebook and Twitter have been censoring his postings and postings of the Republican Party, so he wants Section 230 modified so that Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, and all these other people can be directly sued. Now, the problem with that is if Kim or me or anyone else decided we wanted to sue these social media platforms, we could do it. And a lawyer would take our case because there's, Facebook and YouTube and all that have the deep pockets. And so they would be civilly liable for the high command's postings, for Tim Homestead's postings, Phil McConnell's postings. Questions asked. Yes, this may affect Phil McConnell because there's going to be cross evidence. The evidence that's brought out in the Sarah Dunklin trial can be used in Florida. And it can also be used in the Cynthia Absug case. Because remember, Sarah Dunklin was involved in the situation with Cynthia Absug. She is alleged to be the person that housed Cynthia. She was part of the money trail to Cynthia. She made a lot of logistics arrangements. Her boyfriend is the guy that had the gun that flew out to Colorado, or drove out to Colorado, and acted as a bodyguard. So these people are all mixed up in the Absug case, the Dunklin case, this yo-yo out in Utah, and the one down in Kentucky, and maybe one or two more cases that are out there. So by the time this all unravels, there are going to be a whole shitload of people going to a whole shitload of trials. I mean, it's going to be court TV on Witness 1 for the next year, it looks like. Because all of this shit's breaking loose now. Florida's starting to open up. DeSantis wants everything opened up, and that means that Broward County is going to open up. Or Broward County, I guess. I keep getting the counties mixed up. We got two counties here that are named almost alike. I don't know what idiot came up with that bright idea. But Fort Lauderdale will open up their docket, and dockets are opening up all over Florida. And, they had to wait until my schedule got back in line, and now I got to go and rearrange everything again. Jesus Christ. Talk about bad timing, but I'm going to do it. Because I told him, I says, now look, I got stuff in the burner back in Orlando, so if I have to rearrange things, it may have to be on short notice. And they said they'd work with me, so I'm gonna talk to them tomorrow when I get to the airport. I'm gonna call up there before I get on board and say, hey, we need to talk about something. But, this is both a state and federal situation. It's this particular case with Dunklin is going to start out as a state case, but it's eventually going to get into the federal because of her involvement with the Absug case, the Jolly case out in Utah, and this bimbo down in Kentucky. So there's a lot going on, and shit's finally hitting the fan. Yeah, he's an e-beggar, but they'll. Well, Sarah, the Absug case, that basically can be a federal crime because it was a plot to get involved in an interstate kidnapping. Absug didn't take the child out of the state of Colorado. Now, the woman out in Idaho did. She took the child up to the state of Washington. So that is federal. That's an accessory after the fact with Phil McConnell. He supplied the weapon, he supplied the car, and he supplied the guy with the weapon. And so what you have here is someone is going to go down as the head honcho of this plot. There's always the person at the top of the ladder is the one that does the most time. And so Sarah Dunklin is going to be that person because it seems like she masterminded this whole thing. Now there's a possibility that that Randy Lynn Erickson can be brought into this, because there has been accusation that she had some involvement. So any involvement, no matter how minor, in these cases, if law enforcement decides to bring you in, you're going to be tried as an accessory. And depending on your role, there could be individual charges against you personally. Now, you see, the thing that happened is there were statements made that were considered death threats, both by Field McCannell and by Sarah Dunklin. And because of these two statements, from what I understand, the witness that is flying in, that actually there's two people flying in that are witnesses. One of them is on here. And they will be testifying having to do with the certification of the audio evidence and possibly some hearsay evidence, because she is an eyewitness. But the other witness flying up there is a victim of these threats. And so there's going to be two very potent witnesses testifying at this hearing. And I believe there are other witnesses as well. So it's going to be quite interesting. And so as of right now, I have been told that I will be going up there. This has been relayed to me that I am going to Arkansas. Just got a message on it. Oh, geez. I'm getting flooded with okay, I got to send out one. Well, I thought I was going to send. Where the heck is the account? Oh, there it is. Sorry about the all caps. Cap chat, it doesn't matter if it's constitutional or not. It's going to get thrown out. Trump has got the judge that is going to throw out the Affordable Care Act. It's gone. So, it's like I said earlier. Oh, you got to be kidding. I've just been informed that Sarah Dunklin is going to be acting as her own attorney. This is going to be a trip. According to that, the popular belief is that the Affordable Care Act is unconstitutional. I don't know what is going on with that. But anyway, as I stated in my opening, regardless if Joe Biden wins or not, Trump won. All you folks out there that are against the Affordable Care Act, you won. All you people that are pro-choice, you won. All you people that are anti-gay, you won. All you people have won. Q has won. Because that woman is going to march into the Supreme Court And when the Affordable Care Act comes up in November, it's gone. When anything comes up that has to do with abortion, the right to choose, gone. Roe v. Wade, gone. Gay rights, gone. The right to marry same sex, gone. All of it's gone. There's going to be a great unraveling because of the court outlook that we're going to have at the end of October. So all you guys that are cheerleading for Trump, go out, get yourself champagne, get yourself a beer, whatever. You won the war. Doesn't matter. They could have Biden in there. They could have an all-Democratic House, an all-Democratic Senate. It doesn't matter. The Supreme Court is now running the show. Because the majority of the justices that are on the bench as of November 3rd are right-leaning judges. There is no more liberal court. So that's all done. So, and there were hundreds of I'm sorry, folks. I just got a letter. There are hundreds of circuit court judges on the bench right now, appointed by Trump and the Republicans. So everything's going to the right. Everything's going your way. The liberals and the Democrats that come into office after November 3rd are basically powerless. And no, Biden's not a criminal, but that's, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because he's going to be a president, but he's going to be powerless. Trump is, for one thing, no matter who wins the presidency until January 20th, Donald Trump is still the president of the United States, and he has 90 days to do a lot of stuff. So, all you're complaining about Biden, all you're complaining about Hillary, go ahead and complain, but they're going to be a paper tiger. They're not going to be able to do anything. Biden doesn't matter. He can be the president all he wants, but he's not going to be able to do anything because he's under the thumb of the Supreme Court. Because, if he signs something into legislation and the right wing doesn't like it, they haul it they go through the court process, it gets to the Supreme Court, out it goes. It's automatic. We have a paper court. The Democrats don't stand a chance. So, so we lost the war before the war's over. It's kind of like the Japanese. They were still fighting after they got bombed twice with an atomic bomb, and they finally had to give up. That's what's happening to the Democrats. They are basically they're going to be winners that lost. So. Really? Are you gonna take getting a driver's license to the Supreme Court? Are you gonna take getting a license tag to the Supreme Court? Because that's a product. Driver's license is a product. It's a photo identification. That's a product or a service. There's plenty of examples, but doesn't matter. ACA's gone. Gay marriage is history, or will be, because somebody will bring it to the Supreme Court because they got their burr up their ass about gay marriage, and it'll be gone. The right to choose will be gone. All of it. They'll criminalize abortion. People can be charged with murder now for abortion. So, Pro-life people got what they want. You know, we're getting everything. You know, QAnon and the right and the Republicans won. Before there's, you know, people might as well not even go vote because they won. You know, Democrats, why vote? Your vote's not going to count. So, but I guarantee you, be careful what you wish for, because Hemlock, everybody knows my bias. I don't pretend not to have bias. You know, everybody knew a long time ago, even before I started live streaming on a regular basis, that I am a little bit left of center. I do not like conservatism. I don't like Trump. Period. That's just, you know, that's the way it is. This country is equally divided. Half of us like Trump, half of us don't. And there's a bunch in the middle that can go either way. That's the reality of this country. It's been like that for 200 years. Of course it can happen to me. You know, anybody on YouTube can be kicked off. I don't own this channel. It's the property of YouTube. They could find something wrong with this channel and say, bye-bye, Mert. Nice knowing you. And I'd be gone. I'd be unplugged. That's the reality. It's called the right to refuse service. There is no law that says that YouTube has to provide me or anyone else with a channel. This is a this is a non-government corporation. There is no law anywhere that says that YouTube has to provide me with a channel and allow me to say whatever I want. There is a term of service that YouTube has, and all of us have to abide by it. That's the way it is. YouTube has to abide, QAnon has to abide by it. I've got to abide by it. Everybody's got to abide by it. If you're going to have a channel on here, got to follow the TOS. If you're going to comment on here, got to follow the TOS. It's the way it is. There is no First Amendment right to have a YouTube channel. Period. So, and Section 230 is why we're able to have a channel on here. Because it shields YouTube from being sued directly. If somebody's going to get sued, it's going to be me. Now, there's protections in place, privacy protections guaranteed by YouTube that says that the lawyers have to spend a lot of money and go to court and get a subpoena and all this stuff and get a court order, a search warrant and whatever to get my personal information as to who, you know, if I was anonymous and I had an anonymous channel, they have to get all this information through the court. So, you know, I am under no illusion that I'm immune to getting booted off of here. There's a lot of people getting booted off of here, and it doesn't matter. Go ahead and label me. I don't care. You know, fine. If you want to say I'm a socialist, I'm a socialist. I don't really care. It's a word. I have things that I believe in. Canada's a socialist country, and England is socialist, Germany's socialist, Italy's socialist. We're a representative republic. We're not even a pure democracy. So, you know, label's a label. You know, socialism is supposed to be this big. Socialism is not communism. Socialism is not Nazism. Socialism is socialism. But, you know, doesn't matter. You know, you're not going to have socialism. You won. You know, you could sit here and call me a socialist all night long, but it ain't matter. Because if I'm a socialist, I've lost. Socialism is dead in this country. Because when this justice gets on the Supreme Court, anything that's socialist is gone. So, yeah, so Mr. Hemlock, you won. Go celebrate. Go party. because you won. You're going to have the kind of government you want. You know, be happy, celebrate. KevChat ain't going to happen. You know, you won, KevChat. You know, I'm probably going to lose my Social Security. It's a socialist thing. And the Republicans have been wanting to do away with Social Security for years. So I'm probably going to be out on the street. You know, the next time you see me, it'll be in a cardboard box someplace. Because the only reason I'm in this house is because of socialism. It pays my rent. That's what I'll be eating is hamburger and fries. You know, I'll be shopping off the dollar menu at McDonald's. You know, you can get a cheeseburger for $1, a large Coke, and Hemlock. It doesn't matter if I'm not a Bernie fan, but it doesn't matter who's controlling Biden. He's powerless. There's nothing he can do because it's the courts that rule the country. No, I'm not a Marxist. Democrats aren't Marxists. You know, look up Marxism. That's a completely different situation. You know, I'm not Marxist. I'm not Marxist. I don't support Marxism. But it doesn't matter. You know, you can call me anything you want. It doesn't matter. You guys have won the day. You know, you can call me all you want, but you won the case. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter if Biden wins. It doesn't matter if Congress goes all Democrat, both in the House and the Senate. Doesn't matter. The Supreme Court, the circuit courts rule the roost. Because if the Affordable Care Act is gone as of the end of the week. The second that justice is confirmed, you can kiss the Affordable Care Act goodbye. It's gone. You can kiss Social Security goodbye. You can kiss the Affordable Care Act goodbye. You can kiss pro-choice goodbye. Gay rights goodbye. It's gone. You guys that are calling me a socialist, you won. You won. You're the ones in power now. I have no power. Of course, I'm a retired truck driver shooting his mouth off on a YouTube channel, so I don't have any power. But the socialists, the left wing, they don't have any power. They're done. Bernie's done. He might as well go back to Vermont and retire. They're all done. This country's going to be a conservative country for the next 100 years, at least. And you ain't going to like it. I am 70 years old. I have seen it all. And why isn't this working? Huh. Oh well, do it this way. Hold on a minute, I'm trying to do something. No, but you know, it's oh. I got a document here. I'm going to have to read this because well, you know, you believe what you want to believe, but I just, well, we're at a point now where Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the election is over. I'm going to go vote anyway, but the election is over. All right, I'm going to have to read this because I can't get this file over into the room. Uh, this is Sarah Dunklin, plaintiff, defendant, respondent, Robert Chatham. Email correspondence, part 1 of 2. And there's going to be a lot of administrative stuff here. I can't read it. It didn't copy correctly. R.E. Sarah Dunklin versus Robert Chatham. When I phoned you in May to schedule an appointment, you said you could not talk to Mom's dad. Has that changed? This is Sarah Dunklin, I believe. Can you kindly email your certificate of good standing with your up-to-date attorney ad litem certification? Elsie has attended CCA starting at 2.5 years old for preschool. Child's name has not attended any other school. Child has made consistent high scores on standardized tests. Child is a straight A student with no disciplinary actions. During this entire time, I have been Child's primary caretaker as we moved out of Robert's house, legally separating in 2014 when she was 2.5 years old. CCA is accredited through private school accreditation. Talking to the CCA administration is important. CCA is the school ordered in the marital settlement agreement. During this time, Child's extracurricular activities have consistently been piano, baton, gymnastics, cheer, and dance. Child has painted with watercolor starting at the age of 7. Starting in 2017, Child has seen Robert every day he has off work. Child first overnight with Robert was in 2016. Besides the recent dismissed ex parte motions, Child has spent 3 overnights per month at Robert's house from the summer of 2016 to this summer, when the court changed a hearing that was set 3 weeks late for a motion for ex parte extension. Summer visitation. That is not a valid motion to a temporary custody hearing arbitrarily despite no evidence to validate the charge. Additionally, the testimony of the LCSW responsible for Child's therapy was not considered. The testimony of Robert's mother was also not considered. At that hearing, I was forced to reveal classified information on the stand under threat of custody modification. I cannot say what information was classified. Oh, I can guess at that one. Now, for those who, Alex, fill them in on this because you know what this is about. For the recent petition, I took calm, reasonable steps to protect Child. At the late set hearing, evidence was not considered at the hearing showing the validity of the petition. The hearing was changed to another temporary custody hearing. During the hearing, a clearly impeached witness was deemed credible. I was deemed not credible without reason. The petition was dismissed. The order does not represent the proceeding. The court ordered supervised visitation with no reason for such action. Given the errors, the marital settlement agreement is the lawful custody agreement. Child spent 1 week with me between hearings. That is the last time I saw Child. The LCSW testified that I am a good mom. The LCSW testified that child has a secure attachment to me. I have a clear psychological evaluation from a medical doctor that ran a psychiatric hospital for 25 years. The medical doctor is a psychologist. I have a clear drug test, not that anyone believes I would actually do drugs. It is well known that I am active politically. This is a clear slap case from the beginning. I am Desha County Chair of the Republican Party. I am 1st Congressional District 2nd Vice Chair. I am a federal government employee with the United States Department of Agriculture. I support President Trump, and also known as Q+. I support Q. Custody modification for political reasons is unlawful. Clear violation of USC are evident. The provost marshal is responsible for investigating these violations. We have appointments in D.C. on this matter. I will not be available for 11 days for travel. There is no visitation scheduled. I have not been emailed to schedule visitation. Sarah. On July 28, 2020 at 6:54 p.m., Christopher Hayes' email address wrote, Dear Ms. Dunklin, as you are aware, I have been appointed attorney ad litem to represent the best interest of the minor child who is the subject of the litigation in the above styled case. Part of my duty as attorney ad litem is to conduct an investigation, including interviewing the parties and others who may have relevant information. Therefore, please contact my office at your convenience to schedule an appointment, and blah, 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 blah. And that is the end of this particular document that was sent to me. So the Sarah Dunklin case is a custody case. So that was one of the emails that was sent to me regarding this case. I'm still trying to get more information on, the specifics of the case so I can do an adequate job. So, getting back to, I got to get on. Let me get. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw it, I'll put this up here. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Alright, this will be one. Okay, excuse the mess. I'm trying to cue this crap up. Okay. Alright, I guess we're back to normal now. Oh, okay. I've just been informed that the plant in here is actually Randy Erickson. I don't know why people can't use their real name, but what can I say? You know, even though Randy has me blocked on her Facebook, which I don't know why. But Randy, your little QAnon has won the day. You know, you're going to have Roe v. Wade's going to get overturned. That's what you wanted. You're going to see the Affordable Care Act go down the tubes. You know, you guys are going to get everything you want. So, you know, you can call me all kinds of names, but you got what you wanted. You know, so I don't know, Randy, I don't know why you don't have your own YouTube channel under your name instead of under High Command or Task Force or that other government thing. But, you know, you love this channel for whatever reason. I can't figure it out. But, you know, doesn't matter. Once again, I have to spell this out. Hamlock, you people won. You won your little war. You know, you can go drink beer, celebrate, do whatever it is you do. Because with this Supreme Court justice on the court, everything is shifting to the right. So, enjoy. All right. Well, Randy, it's time for you to retire. Yeah. People need to start using their real names if they're going to come in here. This thing of coming in here under fake names is childish. If you're ashamed of yourself, I guess you have to use a fake name. But you know, for whatever reason, Randy Erickson came in here under a false name. So, you know, she's got her own empire over there, so she can go over there and do all that she wants. She'll probably come in under something else. I'm surprised she didn't ask about underwear. That's usually what she does when she comes in here. So I guess underwear would have been a dead giveaway. But all you Trump lovers and all you Biden haters, you got your way. You know, it doesn't matter if he wins or loses. If Biden's the next president of the United States, it ain't gonna matter. Because all the circuit courts and the Supreme Court can overturn everything that's legislated. They can, the conservative lawyers on the right can sit there and say, oh, we can do this, that, and the other thing, and just nullify everything. So it's just, So you Republicans, you don't even have to vote. You won. Or it doesn't matter. We're going to have, racism and bigotry is going to run this country again. We've taken a 400-year leap back in time. We're going to have the Quakers out there running the show. Witch trials. Everybody's going to be executed. They're just going to point at you and say, no trial, you're guilty, and you're dead. So, I'll sit there, I really don't. The only reason I'm in here is because of these grifters and these trials coming up, I don't even care about politics. You know, because you're not going to convince anybody to change their mind. People are fixated on what they want to believe. This is why QAnon got where they got. It's because people will only listen to people that agree with them. So they said, okay, you know, QAnon agrees with what we have to say. We got it. And so QAnon's running the show. We got QAnons that are going to Congress. That ought to be a trip. Yeah, it's unfucking believable. Well, that's correct. And see, the thing of it is, Alex, is once the federal investigations into all this stuff is completed and the felony warrants go out, then the U.S. Marshals will get him. And it's like this little thingy here, which is probably why he's not on the internet. Is there anybody that calls Tim, if it's his daughter, parents, you know, they're going to have it. You know, he's probably told everybody not to contact him because they're going to know where he's at. Because he is under federal investigation. And they're just building a foundation of evidence. They'll arrest him when they've got a rock solid case where they can lock him up and throw away the key. And that'll be it. God, it's unfucking believable. I am not believing this country. But, you know, this is the good thing. I am 70 years old. Statistically, 15, 20 years is about all I can expect to be around and suffer from this shit. And if they take away my Social Security and my health insurance, that may even be cut shorter. But all you people that are younger, 30, 40, 50 years old, you know, you got 40 years that you'll live with the decisions that are made on November 3rd. So enjoy yourselves, because you ain't going to like it. Trump is not a friend of the middle class. Trump is not a friend of labor. He's corporations. This is what this is what you people don't understand. Trump cares only for himself, and he is allied with the large corporation, as is the Republican Party. The Republican Party is right of center. All they care about is the big money that comes out of the corporations. You know, I would not surprise that if in the next 10 years we don't see every state in this country be a right-to-work state. Wages will take a nosedive. There's not going to be such a thing as going out and buying a $50,000 pickup truck, because nobody's going to be able to afford it. You're going to be running around in 20-year-old bangers held together by Scotch tape, and you may not even be able to drive a car because you can't afford to license it. You can't afford to put insurance on it because insurance is going to go up. You know, you're going to have to learn how to ride a bicycle. This country's taken one giant step backwards. We're going back 250 years. So, get used to it. It's going to be like, people think they're going to go out and they're going to make money in the oil fields and they're going to have a nice big fancy pickup truck and all that. Ain't happening. Well, a lot of people drive old trucks. My car's not new. It's a 2012, and I got a 2000. My Ford Escape is older than that, but the people I'm talking about, you got the oil field workers. They make enough money. They go around in these $50,000 four-wheel drive pickup trucks. They have the boat that they go fishing out on the lake with. I mean, you saw these Trump boats running around. And they go out and fish in the lake. They go out and they ice fish in the lake in the winter up in Minnesota. They got their little houses that they sit in with a furnace, and they got a hole in the ground or a hole in the lake, and they sit there and they fish out of the hole. And they're not going to be able to do that because, number one, the fish ain't going to be worth eating. It's going to be full of chemicals because all the corporations are going to have deregulation. They're going to be able to pollute all they want. The coal industry is going to be able to pollute. Carbon stuff is going to be gone. It's not a guilt trip. It's fact. Trump has said it. Have you ever listened to Trump at his rallies? America, he wants to deregulate coal. He wants to deregulate oil. I believe in science. Period. Yeah, it's the Patriot Act. But, you guys won. There's no guilt trip. You wanted him. You got him. But be careful what you wish for, because they want to get rid of unions. Unions are the reason that people have good wages. Unions will be, they'll take it to the Supreme Court and they'll find some reason to make unions illegal. Or they'll take the power away from the union. Yeah, firewood's all right. But if you like lung disease, you can sit there and work in the coal mine. If you want to work in the oil fields, you can work in the oil fields. If you want to sit there and do fracking, you can do fracking. I mean, why not? That's what you want. That's what you get. Personally, I don't care. I've got, what's this QAnon bullshit is done, or what? I'm not even interested in QAnon. All I'm interested in is seeing Holmes, Seth, McConnell, Erickson, and the rest of these people go to jail for the crimes they committed. That's all I want. I don't care about the politics on here at all. It is what it is. People are going to vote for who they vote for. Things are going to happen the way they happen. Jesus, dog scared the crap out of me. Amber came for a visit. Come on up, say hi to everybody. We'll have a puppy time. Ooh, hey, Wiggles. Well, I'm not going to do that. I can't put that over there before I wind up. Why is this gone? We're trying to get everybody see the dog. Ooh, stretch. There's Amber, everybody. See, there's a wiener dog. See, swinging the tail. Hey, everybody. Hi. That's Amber. Yeah. Amber. Actually, this is what I can do. I can do the entire show and just have Amber on here. Yeah. Not even talk about anything. Just let Amber do her thing. Okay, go on. Good girl. Jeez. Okay. I like huskies. The park where I live, I don't think will allow them because of the size of the dog. I love huskies. but we're not allowed to have German Shepherds, Pit Bulls. Can't have any dog over 50 pounds. So, well, Levi, that's what's going to happen. They're going to deregulate the coal mines. That's why, the coal miners, the owners of the coal mines back Trump because they want him to deregulate coal. They want to do away with all the regulations. It depends on the weight, Levi. What's the maximum weight of a chow? And I would have to check. If I were to get a chow, I'd have to check with the landlord to see if they're allowed. But I've already got 2 dogs, so I got Amber and I've got Skippy. Well, the government's going to get out of it, and they're still going to do stuff illegally, so it doesn't matter. It's like I said, you guys won, Kev Chat. Your side won. Because this Supreme Court justice and all the circuit court justice, that's it. Yeah, the 70 pounds would tip the scales. I don't think I'd be allowed to have a chow in here, and it would have to do with, it would just have to be approved by, but I don't need any more dogs. I've got enough dogs. I love chows, though. Good dogs. A close friend of mine out in Texas has one. And his is a purebred. He got it from a breeder. But I find it interesting that you guys are against Tim Holmseth, but Tim Holmseth believes in exactly the same thing you do. He's an ardent Trump supporter. He supports everything you support. That's ironic of this whole thing, is that, you don't like Biden, but you don't like Timmy because, well, Timmy's a jerk, but he believes in the exact same thing you do. He believes in Trump. He believes in the Trump family. He wants Biden thrown in jail. You guys have a meeting of the minds. You agree politically. I don't think people have thought that they're in here badgering Tim, but they actually agree with him politically. And you agree with Randy politically. Well, fine. If Biden's a criminal, lock him up. Kamala Harris can be. Kamala Harris is not a crook, so she'll take over as president. We'll have the first black female president. Because, she is not a criminal. So you'll wind up, you're going to, be a Democratic president no matter what. Because look at what happened with Nixon. Spiro Agnew had to resign, vice president. Nixon had to resign, president. Gerald Ford was the second appointed president in the history of the United States. He didn't go through an election. He lost the election. He was appointed to replace Nixon. He never served as vice president. They just said, "Hey, Gerald Ford, you want to be president of the United States?" Yep. Yeah, Obama. Let's start with the bigotry in here. Obama is black. Jeez, and the race really doesn't matter all that much. I mean, Obama was a good president. Kamala Harris would be a good president. So, I really wish a woman had won the presidency. That didn't happen. This country's backwards, but that's all right. But it doesn't matter. The thing of it is, you Trump lovers, you won the day. Doesn't matter who is going to be elected president. You won. There's nothing Biden can do because the courts are in charge. And there'll be a minority. There'll be some Republican senators in there, and they'll be running the show. And I'm sure in 2 years they'll try and win back those seats they lost. We'll go through this over and over again. I've been, 70 years, I've seen politics go in all directions. So this is a weird president we have, but, he'll either win or he'll lose. It's either. So. All right, well, I'm not really interested in the race of Obama. I'm not really interested in the race of Kamala Harris. It really doesn't matter. They were the ones that were, Barack Obama's elected president. He served 2 terms. Now he's retired. He's not in any public office. Hillary's not in any public office. So, people have got to burr up their ass about Hillary, and she's not even, she's not even working. She's retired. So, it's just, God, people are just, I just give up anymore. But, Trump is the president. He's going to be the president until January 20th, if he doesn't die of COVID or something. He's got a Supreme Court that he wanted. It's a right-leaning court. The circuit court throughout the country is way to the right now. We got people that are QAnons that are going to be elected into office. That ought to be a trip. So everybody got what they wanted. The socialism is dead. We're never going to see socialism in this country. And like I've said several times tonight, the Affordable Care Act, gone. Social Security, gone. Medicare, Medicaid, gone. Pro-choice, gone. Same-sex marriage, gone. Gay rights, gone. LGBT rights altogether, gone. It's all gone. Well, QSOP is part of the equation. It's not a big part. They're going to take the credit for the victory, but the right wing, there's more to the right wing than the QAnons. But the right wing has won the day. Trump is the winner. Period. Biden could win by a landslide. It does not matter because the courts are in control of the government. Let me ask you something, Kev Chat. Do you have a grandfather that was in World War II? Do you have anybody in your family that was in World War II? Antifa, all Antifa is, it's a term. There's not even an organization. It's not like QAnon. All it is a philosophy. We don't want fascism. Fascism is what my father fought against in World War II. Adolf Hitler was a fascist. Benito Mussolini was a fascist. Fascism is a form of dictatorship. So that's what these people are against. So your forefathers were Antifa. Now, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. But I can't speak for the blacks because I'm not black. I mean, they want the same rights as everybody else. They want to be able to walk down the street without getting shot for no reason. They don't want to be pulled over and, without even people asking a question, they get their ass shot or somebody puts their knee on their throat or stuff like that. Yeah, it's Jesus. But, it doesn't matter what I support or don't support. Because my side lost the war. I don't know, Levi. I think Randy started it. But, and I just, I could have throttled this, but I decided, what the hell? People have been bugging to talking about politics for, because I'll sit here and say, no, I don't want politics in here, and it comes in anyway, so screw it. Because I'm not hiding my opinion. I am biased towards the Democratic side of the political spectrum right now. And everybody knows it. But, I've been watching the hearings all week, and it's guaranteed that this woman is going to be the next Supreme Court justice. She's a right-wing judge, and everything's going to swing to the right, and all this stuff that is quote-unquote socialist and unconstitutional and all this other shit is going away. So, the Trump, the right wing, the conservatives, they've won the day. While it is back, you see, they're going to have, if they start, I do not support increasing the number of justices. I think that's the wrong way to go. Because if Biden goes and puts in, raises the Supreme Court to 10 justices, then the Republicans will come along and they'll put in 12. And then the next Democrat will put in 14. And it'll go on and on and on and on. It's not, packing the court is not the answer. But it's already packed. You've got hundreds of circuit court judges that Trump and the Republicans appointed. And they're all conservative judges. The court system nationally, from the circuit courts right on up to the Supreme Court, has gone to the right. And it's because of that we're going to have a problem with anything the left wants. Biden's going to come in, he's going to work with Congress, they're going to pass laws, somebody's going to get pissed off, it's going to go to the court, and it's going to get thrown out. Because it's the right wing is in control of the courts. The balance of power is gone. We live in a representative. We don't live in a democracy anymore. We did, but we don't anymore. That ended today. When that justice gets appointed to the Supreme Court, it's gone. Trump has basically taken the D out of democracy. I don't know what we have now, but it's not a democracy. So, it's whoever votes for Trump, whoever votes Republican, you won the day. It doesn't matter if Trump loses or if the Republicans lose, you won the day. This so-called representative Republican republic that we have is meaningless. There's no point in even voting because, it doesn't matter who wins because you're going to get whatever the court decides. The Supreme Court and the circuit courts now run the United States. The local, state, and federal legislatures do not run this country anymore. It's all circuit court and Supreme Court. So that's it. We're going to be like England was when everybody came over here. We're going to have one religion. Because they'll put, they want prayer back in school. And it's going to be Christian. The Muslims aren't going to be able to put their rugs down and face east. That ain't going to happen. They're already going after AOC because of her religion. So that ain't going to work. You know, this is going to be another country with an official religion, just like England was. So, that's what you want. You know, having God's name on license plates and on U.S. currency is unconstitutional. But we got to have God. We believe in God, so you know that's got to be there. So it's going to be there. You know, it's just. But I don't know. You know, once you get all these court cases, actually, a lot of things are going to happen. I'm not sure if I'm going to go ahead with the QAnon Democrat documentary or not. It's just, at this point, it really, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be worth my time. And what I'll wind up is pissing off a bunch of QAnons anyway. You know, some redneck will come over here and blow me away. So. What? Old Amber's barking. I don't know why. Da, 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 da. Oh, shoot, all of a sudden the chat died. I think I'm scaring people away with my rant tonight, which is, you know, don't blame you guys, but I usually don't get this heady off on politics, but what are you going to do? I've pretty well gotten fed up with the situation. But let me check something. Excuse me. Going to go over here. See what kind of bull crap is on here. 11 hours. Chris Wray. Oh, they put out this death threat against Trump that they never reported. Yeah, it's funny. This death threat against Trump and family and Timothy Homseth never got reported to the Secret Service. That's the one thing. When I talked to them, that's the one thing they said. Nope, we didn't. We haven't heard a thing about it. But we know about it now. You know, Randy should have answered the question the 11 times that I asked her why she did not report this to the Secret Service. I mean, there's a Secret Service about 50 miles from her house, if that. But now, from what I heard, the Republican Party's now aligning themselves with QAnon. So, oh well. Vladimir Putin must be laughing his ass off right now. Shit. The hunters behind the hunted Q. God. What a bunch of yokels. Well, whoever said Biden family is the most corrupt, you're right, you're right there with Timothy Homseth. He believes the same thing. Yeah, it's funny. Everybody that all these talking points is coming out of Q. They're behind all this stuff. And Tim Holmseth is putting this stuff out there, so you actually agree with Tim Holmseth. It's amazing. You know, common sense has basically been flushed down the toilet. Sad, really. But what are you going to do? Well, people want to believe what they want to believe. "80 miles from where Field McConnell has his plane. I didn't know that Field McConnell had an airplane." Huh. Learn something new every day. I didn't. He's got a hell of a car collection. I didn't know he had an airplane. Those things are expensive to maintain. You can't let them sit. You have to, in order to be flyable, you got to inspect them every year and make sure the engine's up to par. You got to have the airframe inspected. It's just like a motor. It's like a car in states that have inspection. You got to get the thing in. Oops, wrong menu. Well, the thing of it is, Winter Rose, is Tim believes in the same thing that people that have been talking about in here. They believe that Biden is a crook, and there's a lot of things. And you go down through the list of things that Tim Holmseth claims, there's people in here that believe the same thing Timmy does. This is what's always been ironic about this thing, is that some of the people that contacted me early on were people that originally were allied with Tim. But politically, they agree with him. Even some of the extreme stuff about, the court and, stuff like that, they agreed with him. It's his actions that eventually turned them against each other. Ah, geez, here we go with the name calling. Whatever. You have a good night, Kev Chat. This is what's happening in here. This is one of the reasons I wanted to keep politics out of here, but fuck it. If this is what... I don't know why he had the attitude, because he won. His side won the war. Everything he wants, he's going to get. Who knows? They might even arrest Biden before this is all done. This seems to be the direction this country's going. If you don't like the guy's politics, arrest him. Trump up whatever charge you can find against him, throw him in jail, execute him. That's what they do in Russia. People have a habit of falling out of windows. What the hell is this? Oh, it's Lincoln Project. I don't know why. Let's go back to my channel. But, wow. Where the hell did all these people come from? But, the one thing about the 3rd of November is that all this politics is going to be gone. Not yet, he hasn't. Look, Kev. You believe in what you want to believe. Basically, your beliefs are going to prevail. So, if you want it, if you want Trump to throw Biden in jail, then maybe he'll throw Biden in jail. I don't care if Biden goes to jail or not. I really don't. Because the president's powerless now. The Supreme Court is going to be in charge of this country, and so are the circuit courts. This country's going to be run by the court. And somebody wants to overturn something, and they have the same philosophy as the judges are going to be overturned. The Constitution is subject to a lot of interpretation. This is why we have a Supreme Court. It's because they are the arbiters of the law. They interpret the law. Congress enacts the laws, the executive branch enforces the laws, signs the laws into action, and the courts interpret the laws. They act as an arbitrator. So, but if you have people that believe that Roe v. Wade should be overturned, and they're the majority on the court, Roe v. Wade's going to be overturned. Because that's just like we used to have Brown with the versus of Board of Education. Got overturned. Prohibition, overturned. Mainly through a constitutional amendment. But there have been things that were, slavery was legal. The 2/3 of a person was legal. Women didn't have the right to vote. A lot of things. But, equal rights, equal pay for equal work, gay marriage, all that stuff. It's all out the window. They're gonna take the Affordable Care Act to court. They're gonna argue constitutional law on that. It's gonna get thrown out, and it's not going to be replaced because it's socialist. And we don't want anything socialist in this country, so that's going to be the end of the Affordable Care Act. And the 20 million people that are on the Affordable Care Act are going to be out of insurance. So, so celebrate. But there, the right-wing court is going to have a huge impact on this country for the next 100 years. And it doesn't matter, they could pass term limits tomorrow, but the term limits are going to only go into effect for the new justices. It's, there's no such thing as retroactive, Everything's got, so, what's gone is gone. Let's see, I gotta go over there. I want to go over and see if she's... But I half expect they're gonna do I'll sit there and say, Mert went nuts or something like that on BitChute and YouTube. I can see it coming now. But fuck it. I'll probably do a recorded video in the next day or two about this subject. Because the recorded videos, I can present them a little better. Human hunting. Oh, jeez. Common thing among memory survivors and Illuminati when Kathy Fox. Oh, now we're doing blogs. Gotta love it. Looney Tunes. What the hell? More wacky theories. Well, Marcia, it kind of morphed into politics. And I kind of said the heck with it. We're we're a little more than 2 weeks from the election. And, whoever it was, they said it was Randy came in here and started whacking off, and I just decided to say, look, those that support Donald Trump and QAnon have won. And the number one reason is the courts, because now you have a conservative to the right court, and so all the decisions are going to be made leaning hard right, and that means that all the liberal stuff and anything left of center is going to get thrown out or changed. Roe v. Wade is gone. So, if you can buy Starks, I'd be buying stock and coat hangers right now. So the high command is over on BitChute with their nonsense. Hunter and Joe Biden scandal takes a dark turn. So there you go. You guys agree with Tim Holmseth on that. So Timothy Charles Holmseth update. What, they find him in the lake? What's the big update? President Trump especially knows satanic pedophilia. Well, maybe Trump will have Timmy to the White House, dead or alive. God, I love it. Well, truth is no good in this country. See what Taskbar is doing. Nope. It's a surprise, but that's all right. I'll take it. Don't be too sure of that. Donald Trump specifically chose this justice to overturn Roe v. Wade. If they don't completely overturn it, they'll weaken it considerably. Because the Republicans are pro-choice, or pro-life, anti-abortion, whatever you want to call it. Their goal is to overturn Roe v. Wade. And that's the reason that this justice was put on the Supreme Court. And it's going to happen. She is a constitutional originalist. And they will think, lawyers know the law. They know how, there's technicalities, things they can find. So they'll find a way to weaken it. The states are trying to criminalize it now. They'll make it so difficult for a woman to get an abortion that they'll have to go to Canada, which is going to be the next step. You're going to have abortion. You're going to have bus tours to Canada and other countries to get it done, for those that can afford it. The rest of it will be dark alley abortions. They'll be chemically induced abortions. But there's, I heard that there was supposed to be a law that if you miscarry, you have to be investigated to make sure that you didn't do an induced abortion and stuff like that. It's going to be an absolute mess. And the thing of it is, you get a law that's passed, it takes months to get through to the Supreme Court unless they have an emergency hearing, which is possible. So it's going to be a chaos, absolute positive chaos next year. It's all of this is just my opinion, of course. I'm not an expert. I'm not. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I have a strong feeling. Based on what I've seen over the years, that uh, we may see the end of a lot of things. I think I accidentally deleted my like and subscribe. So if you haven't done so, like, subscribe, share the links to the videos. See if you can get some of your friends and followers to uh, subscribe to the channel, because I'm getting that much closer. I noticed let me check real quick, but I think I'm getting pretty decent numbers now. As long as it's funny. I have people subscribe and then they unsubscribe. Usually, unless it's really unusual, I'll subscribe to a channel and I'll stay there. But I have 934 subscribers. I picked up a pretty decent number. I picked up about 10 subscribers tonight. Yeah, it's like 9 subscribers. I think I was up to 10 and then somebody jumped out. But it's slowly getting up there. But my primary theme for this channel is to discuss internet frauds and trials of interest. Now it is looking like, and I'm going to confirm it, but I have plans to cover the Sarah Dunklin trial on location. And it'll be done basically the same way I did the trip to Minneapolis. I'll kind of go around to the various points of interest, the hotel that the gang stayed at, the courthouse where the trial is going to be held, so on and so forth. Now, this is not a criminal trial. This is a custody hearing. This is to determine what conditions that are going to be in the future when it comes to Sarah Dunklin and her daughter, and visitation, permanent custody, all that stuff. But the problem Miss Dunklin faces is that there is a huge amount of evidence where audio recordings have been made, threats have been made by her personally, allegedly, Field McConnell, allegedly, and Tim Homseth, and others. Randy Erickson may be tied up in this, according to some of the evidence that has come across. So there's a whole bunch of people that are going to have evidence brought into court that is going to determine the future between this woman and her daughter. And it's all because of her involvement with Q. Now, she states right in the letter that I read in the room that I got to figure out how the hell I'm going to get to where I can use it, that she believes in Q. And there's other material that I've seen before that I've got to find where QAnon is at the center of this woman's life. So, maybe she can go out and find another Republican judge and win it in her favor. I mean, a Trump-appointed judge might be able to get her case heard. But she is going to represent herself in court. She is not going to hire a lawyer. This is the information that I have right now. I had 2 separate calls tonight. I had a call from the FBI, and I had a call from a different party. And the FBI has to do with Cynthia Absug and some other cases working their way through. It was follow-up information to what I told them up in Minneapolis and other developments that have come up. And I found out in the middle of all this, because the Dunklin case was discussed, is that I have been told that I am going to be going to Arkansas. So I might be going to Arkansas. And after tomorrow, I will know for certain what is going on. Because I have to rework, I have to make sure that my schedule is going to allow me to work that day in to go up there. Go up Monday, come back Tuesday. Basically the same pattern I've done before, so that'll work out. But anyway, the chat has come to a screeching halt, and it's midnight or shortly before that, so I'm going to call it a night. Again, I would appreciate it if everybody would, who has not done so, like, subscribe, share the videos. Like to try and get the subscriber count up over 1,000. Get it up to like 1,010 or something like that, so it's consistent. Because the minute I hit that 1,000 mark, I can apply to the courts for credentials, and there's other things that'll kick into place that will help me out as far as the expenses on this channel. I have to shell out $300 for a better version of the software that I'm using to edit my videos. And so that's one thing I've got to do. So if I can get you folks to like, subscribe, and so forth, and I will be putting up links if anybody feels so inclined for my Patreon. I got to figure out how to get paid on PayPal. It happened once, but my PayPal account is primarily a account that I use to buy stuff online. I have not set it up as a fundraiser, but I may set up because depending on how it goes, I would like to try and make the trip up to Colorado for that case when it comes up for trial. That's going to be in February. That's not too far off. Field McConnell, I've already got budgeted since it's a local case. So, somebody popped in. Hello, late arrival. You came in just in time for me to sign off the year. So I'd like to thank everybody. Sorry things got a little heated with the politics, but that's the way things go. You get into politics, things get heated. Anyway, maybe that's why it didn't work. Oh, I'm going to turn that off. I got to work on a problem that I had. But I appreciate everybody coming in, regardless of your political beliefs. I'm hoping that we can have differing political opinions and still remain friends. I think that would be nice if we could get back to having a civil discussion about our differing views. We may never agree, but at least we can tell everybody what we believe in or don't believe in. But like I said, it looks like the right wing has won the day and that the liberals are being put out to pasture. But time will tell. I've been wrong before, maybe I'll be wrong again. But be safe out there, and hope you returned again. Hope I didn't drive everybody away. Anyway, this is William K. Murtaugh, Witness 1. Have a good one, and good night.